You're listening to the Wicked Theory Podcast.
We're very happy to have you back, even for a short visit.
And here we go.
Broadcasting to you live from the storage room in Buffalo Bill's Basket and Lotion Emporium. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. Hey. Salted.
Precious. Oops. Precious.
This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. You know, puppet culture with a rubber chicken since 1802.
You don't know what pain is.
Switching it up, huh, Bill?
Yeah, I figured, why not?
Bring out the ancient one.
Bring out the one that's on the business card. So this is episode 182, and Jay's lighting up a cigar over there. We'll get back to him. There's Brother Bob on the guitar. You heard him a little bit.
What's up, everybody?
On the guitar, and the Belches. He's playing the Belches tonight.
It's body percussion.
Is that the name of the group that you Bob and the Belch Tones?
It's not bad.
Not bad. Probably come up with better, but it's a start.
Yeah, man. What's
How you
going
doing?
on?
How you doing over there, pal?
You didn't like my Buffalo Bill impersonation?
I did. Well, I'm sorry. Did I not give you enough
No,
adulation?
No, remember. It's all about me,
It's all
Chief.
about you.
Remember that.
Getting you a fucking shirt tomorrow.
It's going to be all right.
It'll say that on the back, but
On
on
the
the
back.
front it's gonna say it's all about me.
It's all about me.
And on the back it says it's all gonna be all right.
Well, you'll get it one day.
No, on the back it says, so fuck you.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I don't know. Now I think it should all be
That
on the
goes
front.
on the sleeve.
It's on the sleeve.
On the sleeve here.
So yeah, kids, it's been a little bit of a interesting week. We took a week off, and then during that week, I put out an episode of I answered 50 questions from Palmer. So if people haven't seen that or checked that out, that's what's in the podcast feed. And then me and Jay also did a Horrorween 2, The Revenge.
Yep.
Brother Bob popped up. We were locked in a creepy, dark, dank basement.
Right.
Bob
Yeah.
disappeared, but you made it back. You survived somehow.
Yeah, we all survived.
Well, we did. That's true.
Except
I mean,
I got possessed by a ghost.
I don't think any of us will ever be the same,
No.
but it was fun. I had a good time. I don't
Well, I
know.
had booze.
So, in
So
other
that's
words, Jay
also-
had fun too.
Oh, okay. All right. I wasn't sure.
Right.
Gotcha. All right. So, I guess we missed a whole Agent Palmer and Stephanie going at it in the chat room, but they're in there. I see them in there.
Why, are they fighting in public?
Kind of. They squabble.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's really fighting.
The
No,
squabbling,
that's actually Steph taking control.
Oh, is that it's squabbling over control.
they're literally 2
No,
feet
you know,
away
I
from
love
each
them
other.
both.
That's true.
And they're having computer arguments.
Welcome to 2018, where like you listen to a show, and then sit on a couch across from someone, and you just both text into the same chat room.
Well, that's probably
While in
in
the same
their
room.
that's probably in their comfort zone because they're probably so used to complaining to each other and conversing with each other online
Right.
that maybe they have to still do that
This is
in
all,
order to solve some fucking issues.
This is all like force of
You know what I
habit.
mean? Yeah.
It's just what I know. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's how we. It's
Yeah,
how
they
we.
work relationship by Skype.
That's true.
Yeah, right.
If there's no digital connection, they don't know. They're not. It doesn't feel right.
Well, we got to get them off that.
Well, let's get off of them.
I think their relationship is a digital connection.
Well, sure.
It started out as one.
Sammy says Uncle Jay might be onto something.
Don't tell me my business again,
Don't encourage him.
especially
Sammy.
when it comes to Steph and Agent Star Trek,
So
You mean Agent Star Wars?
Agent Tribble,
Agent
Agent
Trouble.
Agent Spaceballs?
Agent
I think that's more like.
Laura Palmer over there.
He does work at ludicrous speed, I will say. So anyway,
So Bill,
you can check out Agent Palmer and I on that episode, the 50 questions. They were very random. You can check out Uncle Jay, I, and for a moment before the ghosts come and take Brother Bob on the Horrorween special
Yeah.
that
Well,
we
I was
put out.
with you for like an hour.
Yeah. I'm just
Most of
saying.
the
But
show.
eventually the ghosts took you, though. So with that, I guess we'll. I mean, I don't know. Jay, you want to plug this Jason thing real quick?
No.
No? Okay, fine, fair enough.
No.
Jason the boy, check
the boy Jason, you've heard me plug it before. Kickstarter hasn't started yet,
but keep an eye on Facebook for it.
Yes. The Boy Is He Dead 2 is the name of the page.
Okay. Find it, folks.
On Facebook.
Find it, like it, love it.
You'll see me chime in there a little bit here and there.
There you go. Do we have a... This isn't in the doc, but do we have an Uncle Jay acting report thing?
No, but you did briefly mention it on the Horrorween.
Oh, okay.
Daredevil, season 3, episode 12.
Right.
Was it 12?
Yeah, about 2/3 of the way
Yeah.
through. Courtroom, actually outside the courtroom.
In frame.
In frame, baby.
In frame with 3 of the characters.
On the edge of the screen.
Right.
But you
pointing everywhere.
you had like a
army
friend.
fatigues.
You made some kind of friend.
Right. And that guy was also in the same Punisher episode as me, too. But
Right.
he's not next to me.
Fair enough.
But no, nothing else has presented itself yet.
All right, good. So with that, let's see. Has anybody managed to pop up in the chat room besides Palmer and Steph?
No.
Oh boy,
Wow,
kids.
you don't show up for a week and they abandon you.
See that? I guess we learned something.
Well, I'm going to pour another.
Well, what, you gonna pour more alcohol in your drink because you took 2 sips? I just made room to get it to the flavor I like.
Well, just to be
Paint thinner and ice.
just to be redundant, I drink the Coke because of you.
Because of me. Because
Yeah.
we have to put the brakes on you somehow.
Exactly.
Because of me.
Yeah.
Right.
Until somebody
Yeah.
pointed
Yeah.
out that it's still the same alcohol.
Because when
don't
you
accept
leave here,
it.
you have to drive back to Newark, Jay.
Right. You still drink the half bottle. I mean, either way, but if
Really?
there's,
It's just a little more carbonated.
Man needs to have fun once in a while. And for me, it's been what?
Once in a
Every
while.
Saturday for the past year and a half.
Yeah, all right. Because I'm sure that's the only day, right?
No.
Yeah.
No,
it's-
okay. That's all. I'm not saying how many. I'm
It's
not asking
every
how
day
many.
is Saturday.
It feels like it.
well, I'll call you
Uncle Jay.
next time. I'll say, listen, Bill, I'm having a drink.
And I'll just, you want my journal? I'm
yeah,
going to keep track
exactly.
of that shit for you?
And then I'm going to take snapshots of it. And I'm going to put it on Twitter.
That's not how sponsors work. I
Yeah.
just want you to know. Like, the sponsors in AA, it's not like, hey, I'm going to let you know how much I'm drinking.
And Johnny Walker's going to offer me something. Hey,
Hey, that kind of sponsor.
Yeah,
I
you're
drink
gonna
enough,
walk.
I got a
Yeah, you're gonna walk
keychain.
into AA one day, and then you're gonna be having like a racing jersey on.
Uncle Jay from the
With all
Wicked Theory
sorts of-
podcast.
There's a joke in there, right? Somewhere there's a skit of going to the AA meeting and not understanding how sponsors work and thinking you were going to get a Jack Daniels T-shirt. But you're like, oh, I didn't know it was like someone to keep an eye on me. All right.
Or you have to go there, like racers, guys in professional racing have to get sponsors
Yeah,
in order to be
decals.
able. So they got the shirt, the jersey on with all the decals.
John Zombie John in the hizzy.
Thank God. Thank God, Johnny, because we needed you for this one. Good thing you're here, buddy. We're going to do a chat room game, and it's going to be zombie rock. How about that? It's going to be like, make rock stuff zombified, like the Grateful Undead. Or you ate me all night long. Puns.
I'm going to keep the booze coming.
A lot of, it's all very pun. Have pun with it, kids.
What's the town in The Walking Dead?
Alexandria.
Okay, born in Alexandria instead of born in the USA.
There you go.
That's an insider, a little bit inside.
A little bit inside, but we might have caught that.
You know what? I'm glad you brought Alexandria up. You ever notice the hilltop's got nothing there except a fucking courthouse?
They got rutabagas, I thought. I thought that's where we grew the fruits and vegetables.
Like, I
right
don't-
next to, right like on top of Glenn's grave.
Don't we get pecans from
Like,
there?
I'm just
We might.
saying, like, at least, like
Apricots?
Alexandria is a whole community with nice houses and townhouses and shit. Hilltop, there ain't nothing there except trailers.
Yeah.
Figs, Bill. We get figs.
We got figs. Hilltop, stovetop, no?
Dates. Don't we get dates?
Just nothing. Like, Maggie's got the only house.
She's got the best house on the block, too.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I see is a courthouse and a couple of trailers.
That's it. You're right. Maybe there's tents in the back.
That's not a good trade-off.
Maybe there's some tents or something going on in the back room. I don't know.
Well, they got all the soil. So to build the potatoes.
Is that what it is? It's
Yeah.
the dirt?
Yeah, it's the dirt.
Nowhere else to get good dirt around here.
Can you just help us out?
Maggie, you gotta help. Everybody's trying to kill me.
Speaking of which, do you have a prediction for tomorrow on Rick Grimes' last episode?
Yes, right. Rick Grimes' last episode. He's going to die or mysteriously disappear. I don't know. My original summation was that he was going to fall into the river because now there's a roaring river constantly, and I thought that would be an easy out for them where they could leave themselves open. Like, oh, maybe he'll come back. He went down the river. We never saw him again.
I'm not sold on the death. But I will say that he's probably. I think the helicopter is going to have something.
Maybe.
They're going to take him away.
Yeah, there's this
And
random
you're-
helicopter.
And
that
you're
hasn't been
not going to
explained.
know what the fuck happened.
Okay. Yeah, I kind
Well,
of
if you
feel.
got something, I'm not watching the show, but if
Right.
you've got something that's unexplained going on and you're expecting something big to happen soon,
It's going to connect.
Yeah,
Probably.
they probably
That's a fair. That's a fair summation.
Yeah.
Well, I know you're going to have to judge it by Andrew Lincoln's the box office on his next couple of movies that come out, because if
Whether
they
or not he comes
if they
back.
fail at the box office,
Yeah.
guess who's coming back?
Yeah, well, with the ratings taking a tank as they are, like,
Yeah.
he may not be gone too long if that's the case.
Well, we'll see. You know what I mean?
My stomach is growling.
You have to bring Negan back into the fold soon.
it's the boat. We're waiting for the shark.
Is that what? Yeah,
That's
down
not
on the other end. The first time it was making it. Yeah, kind of like down there. I think it's. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's more like it. Avars, get off of me, deck. Starboard. Forward aft. So, that's all I know. Scurvy. That's all my pirate talk. All right,
You know what I think of these days when you say scurvy? Pink.
I don't want to know.
Pink, because she did that song Scurvy for the SpongeBob.
All right, there you go. There's your SpongeBob moment.
my secret formula.
All right, let's do some.
That's actually pretty good. That's
kids,
we
you got-
gotta write a bit. We gotta write a fucking,
I didn't know. I didn't know we had that going on.
I think we just all found out.
Who is that guy?
That's Mr. Krabs.
Mr. Krabs. I didn't know.
If we can get someone to do Plankton.
I'm so out of the loop on this.
Hey there,
SpongeBob
One thing you gotta understand about SpongeBob is it's a show that's kids watch, but really is
no, yeah, we all know that.
for adults.
girls, yeah.
That's right, SpongeBob.
So, all right, am I doing
I was,
something?
yeah, news.
Are you sure? Are we okay to do
Yeah,
it?
we're okay. News.
Satan.
Satan brings the news.
Yeah.
Satan, what's in the news today, Satan?
Ooh, we got a lot of things.
What, anything good?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Likes time travel.
You want me to go first?
Just
I'll
jump.
go
You
first.
mentioned it. Just jump with it. Roll with it.
So Andy Muschietti.
He's a
is-
tight.
He could be Uncle Jay's neighbor. He also could be the director of It.
Yeah, but I think he's the director
Yeah.
of it.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll
by
go
the
with
way,
that.
thank you for that last one.
There
And
you
that's,
go.
and that's Frank Muschietti. Anyway.
These
No,
two guineas are getting together.
Anyway, Andy Muschietti is
Two
prepping
guineas.
with Leonardo DiCaprio's Appian Way, a production company yours truly is familiar with, and they're going to make another adaptation of The Time Machine.
This would be like the fourth one, right?
This is the third time.
third time. This
Yes,
is, this
it
is the
has.
third.
Orson Welles?
No,
The
H.G. Wells.
the HG.
H.G. Wells. What did I say? Norman Wells?
Yeah.
Orson Welles, same guy.
Orson.
But right, you had the original back in the day, and then they did the other one not that long ago with Guy Pearce. Was that Guy Pearce?
They did one in the 80s. They did an originally one in the 60s.
Well, the
I
80s.
thought they did one.
Well,
I thought
the
they did
80s.
four.
Well, the 80s one technically is
I thought
TV.
they've already done three, I should say.
Time After Time, and while that is the same character, H.G. Wells' character, it's not the same movie. That's the one where like he goes and chases after Jack the Ripper.
No.
Okay,
I'm
now
talking,
you're not bringing
I'm,
that
no,
in.
I'm
Oh
not,
well,
no,
then I mean,
No,
this is
I
only
could
the
swear
third
that
one.
I've seen like I could swear there's been three different versions. But
Yeah,
then again,
Time After Time has nothing to do. He's
No, I
just
know.
playing H.G. Wells. This
I
is the third adaptation this has had.
Right.
It happened in 1960.
Mm-hmm.
The legendary George Powell. He did the original War of the Worlds.
Sure.
Well, he did that one with Rod Taylor,
Okay.
the dashing man from The Birds.
Yes, I remember.
And Guy Pearce, the
Right.
dashing man from
West
The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Anyway,
Yes.
there's no word whether DiCaprio's going to play the guy or not. It's just his production company merging with Muschietti to direct.
Wow, that didn't even cross my mind, but okay.
Yeah.
Because then I would care. Because after the last one, it's like, I
Well-
don't know if I'm concerned.
Well, the original
It
film
was good.
was
I liked it. I watched it a bunch. It was on TV a lot when I was a kid.
and I don't think I've seen the one with Guy Pearce.
I seen it. I saw it.
All right.
It was all right. It was all right, but it's just not in any particular way like memorable or feels like special. Like I don't blame them for not looking to do it again.
Well, Andy Muschietti, as you know, is doing It Chapter
Mm-hmm.
2. He's got another.
So chapter in that.
No, he's got another film that just got greenlit. So he's getting busy.
Sure.
So this looks like it could be hot property as it progresses forward.
Sure.
All right.
All right. What's next? Gladiator 2.
Yeah, this.
I don't know. Do we need it?
No.
No. No, we
Thank you.
don't.
Thank you.
Next.
Next.
But just so if the listeners care,
Sure.
it's probably going to deal with Lucius, which is Joaquin Phoenix's son.
Okay.
He's probably going to follow the Gladiator.
Right.
The only thing that really gets me is that Scott is directing it. So
Yeah. So that's the.
I'll
connection
watch
to the
anything
ori-
he directs.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
just it.
As long as they don't call it Gladiator 2.
No.
Like let's call it something else, and let's not even like make it feel like it's a.
Ooh, let's
direct
call it
follow.
Troy 2.
Troy.
Before I hang it up,
Troy again.
Before I hang up on this particular piece,
Yeah.
I'd like to see some other stars who they're going to get.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Don't get
Maybe
me
some
wrong,
writers.
Like it's gonna get a different title. It probably will have like the tangentially connection because it's just generation story stuff. But
It sounds a lot worse than it probably will
more
be.
as this develops.
Right.
While we were away, Boba Fett
Yeah.
kind of has been put on the shelf indefinitely.
But from I rather call it something where it looks like they're pulling focus on something else.
Right.
So Jon Favreau's got his Mandalorian show. So it kind of, in a weird way, it's like this turned into that they can probably tackle some of this
Yeah.
Boba Fett backstory in that show at one point.
Yeah.
So that, but as far as the film itself, Mangold was writing, as you know, we covered that a few months back. He's done. It's 100% dead, according to Kathleen Kennedy.
Okay.
So
All right.
they're going to pull focus on the Favreau show, and we are holding out to see if they'll
That's
bring
going to be
that.
the Boba show.
which is probably the way to go.
If you ask me, like that's what they should do. Like it should really be the Boba Fett show.
Right.
If you want to bring people to that platform and get them really to sign up for your Star Wars stuff, like I know you want to put new characters there too, but that's the character where like, he probably would do pretty good in the movie, but like maybe a series is the way to go with it.
Well, from what I understand, it's happening maybe 6 years after Jedi. So this might be a very easy way to actually resurrect Boba Fett's character.
Yeah.
And give it make it a canon piece.
Sure.
So I say that's what's probably going to happen, and it may turn into that.
Fair enough.
You know, just I'm giving you pearls here.
Let's bounce around. Brother Bob, you queued up for yours?
Yeah, I queued up for one of mine.
Sure. Let's hit it.
All right. Well, this one was planned for last week, but we didn't have last week's show.
There you go.
So might be a little. Maybe you heard this. Maybe you haven't. The Hulk has been named as a constellation in outer space. In the stars there
Nice.
has been named after the Incredible Hulk.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's not your normal constellation.
Okay.
It's not. When we think of constellations, because we're not astronomers, we think of stars.
Yeah,
Groupings of stars. That make a shape more or less.
Right.
But evidently, a constellation can be made up of other things.
Uh-oh.
Like we.
And in this case, this one is made up of gamma rays.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that makes sense then.
And being that gamma rays are the strongest form of radiation, they thought it was fitting that and the catalyst for the Hulk to begin with,
Sure.
they thought it was only fitting that they named it after the strongest person in the comic book world.
Nice.
The Hulk.
Nice. So is that like so what's the name that they call it? Do they just call it the Hulk system or
I'm not really seeing that here in the article.
The Ruffalo system.
I'll spill all the secret systems.
Ain't he on glamour rays?
It really just says that they named it after the Hulk.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this article doesn't really mention.
Maybe
it
it's just called the
specifically.
Hulk system, something like that. you know?
Right.
Probably pretty basic.
All right. Another bit of news that might be a little bit already heard of.
Sure.
Is that the season of Daredevil, even though was an excellent season,
Yeah.
has lost 57% of its viewership from last season.
Yeah.
So what's
one of my
going
fault.
on there?
Wasn't your fault, Jay?
No.
All right.
No. Well, you were only in 5 minutes of one episode, so
Not even.
yeah.
5 seconds?
No.
Well, I'm trying to give you
More
a
than
little
that.
credit.
Fair enough.
But
30
I think what the issue might be here because we've seen such a big turnaround in what this season is.
Right.
After the last couple of seasons with all the blood, all the gore, all the violence,
Yeah.
they cut back this season.
They did. They
Now,
did.
I don't think that it was because they cut back that people viewership dropped off. I think it was because there was an overload
yeah.
of aggressiveness in the last season, and then the Defenders and then everything else. So
Yeah.
people needed, because I felt like that going into this season.
Yeah, there was a relentless. It was just relentless ninja fighting.
Yeah, it was all awesome. It was all great.
Yeah, but it was
But-
just constant.
Yeah. You can only eat so much from the buffet before you say you've had enough. You
Yeah,
know?
so I could see how some people could get burned out and just kind of presume that this is gonna be more of the same, even though this was a kind of like a restrained season where, like, the fights were just, more considered and better laid out, and I don't know. It's just, if you like season 1, season 3, season 2, you don't even need. You can just skip right over it and just like
Right.
season 1 and 2, 1 and 3 are just bookends. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? They all
Yeah,
just work.
they basically are for the same story.
Because season 3, like, it doesn't even connect. Like, when it starts out, it's just like, yeah, this little thing that happened at the end of Defenders is important and nothing else.
Yeah, it basically
Like-
starts off from Defenders.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Well, I thought that made sense though, because
that's the timeline
that's
and
the
all.
timeline and everything.
But I just mean, like, besides of like how that ended and where it left Daredevil, besides that, nothing from Defenders or season 2 of
yeah,
Daredevil
was
like,
even mentioned.
even matter to season 3. Like, they're just not even connected. But yeah, so I guess it's a thing where, like, now, here's the thing I was saying during the week to somebody was just that, like look, like Castlevania. I think I said this to Palmer actually, because he watches the Castlevania show on Netflix. That's been up for like 2 weeks, and that just got immediately picked up for a season 3. Now, I don't think Netflix waits much at all to announce when a show gets picked up if it's doing gangbuster numbers, because that's what their MO was.
Right.
Like, for any season that seems to kind of come out really strong.
Right. Well,
And-
they seem to be doing like HBO does, which is follow social media.
Yeah. It's
And
all about
if
impact.
It's all about impact, and if it's having that impact,
Mm-hmm.
then they know it's going to be good for at least one more season.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is just that, like, since they haven't done that with Daredevil, like Daredevil's been out for a while, like, it took them a while to say that Luke Cage was canceled. It took them a while to say that Iron Fist was canceled. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
when these shows get renewed, like when it's an obvious, hey, you're coming back, because they can see all the numbers. You know what I mean?
True.
So for them, like, to turn around and be like, it's coming back, don't worry, is like a big deal to them.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like HBO. Like, HBO loves that people are still waiting for Game of Thrones to come back, and it's been like a year plus. And all they'll do the whole time is kind of like let you know, like, it's coming. Like, we got it. So
Right.
Netflix is very much similar in that. But, so I'm thinking, like, if we're going to hear something about whether or not Daredevil's coming back, like, I kind of want, like, if it was a sure thing,
We would have heard already.
we would have heard already. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, the longer it takes, the more,
Right.
like, nervous I'll get for it coming back.
Well, I think it's not going to matter anyway, because when you look at the turnaround
Yeah.
on the collective
Yeah.
shows of Marvel,
Yeah.
we're probably going to get maybe 2 more shows before the Disney network,
Right.
Disney
Yeah.
Play starts.
Right.
So that kind of makes it like we're going to get Jessica Jones,
Mm-hmm.
and then what's left after that?
Punisher.
Punisher.
They're both filmed, yeah.
yeah,
As
so-
we know from
Right, of course.
a friend of ours.
So, okay, so we got those 2 coming, and then by that time, plus wait times in between and
Right.
after that you would normally expect,
Right.
Disney Play is going to be out, and
Yeah.
everything's going to change.
Yeah. And everything's gonna change, but who knows if these shows they'll be able to carry them over as is. There might be some deals and stuff and agreements that make it tough.
Yeah,
I have a final-
it is gonna be the
Like-
Disney.
Well, not even that, but I just mean like the way that this deal is structured with Marvel and Netflix, where it's like who owns this show? Can Disney take these episodes and now put them on Disney streaming, or will they
Right.
have to live at Netflix? But Disney can like relaunch the show. Like,
Right.
or,
Well,
or,
I'm
or
sure-
will Disney decide to just reboot altogether and like recast?
I have a thought. My
Yeah.
final thought on it.
Your
really.
final thought.
Money will tell the tale.
That's for sure.
Well, yeah, precisely, and I feel like maybe there's something we're not being told.
Yeah.
Because I find it hard to believe that you're going to cancel Luke Cage and Iron Fist and I think Jessica Jones. I mean, even though we got another season coming.
Sure.
I feel like Disney may want to incorporate them somehow.
Yeah.
Going forward into their new their
Their new
current
service.
universe,
Well,
not recasting, just
well, I'm just
carry
saying,
them over.
Yeah, I mean that would be the dream.
Yeah.
That would be a perfect
Right.
scenario. Yeah.
Yeah, Bill was
Yeah.
Bill was thinking that it was just going to be it might be due to contracts.
maybe.
And like who actually owns it? Like you know what I mean? And like
who
and
owns-
how
yeah.
much and what do they own? Like does Netflix like if there's a deal at Disney where like between Marvel and Netflix where like these episodes because Netflix helped to make them like we'll always these episodes will always be on Netflix. Like they won't be able to go to Disney. But like if we cancel the show, then you guys can relaunch the show with new episodes on your own thing. Like I don't know what kind of deal Marvel would have said yes to because it's hard to say because Marvel's pretty tight and smart and conservative, but so is Netflix.
Yeah, but
like,
but I think that if anybody works their way around that kind of paperwork,
it's Disney.
would be Disney.
Would be
So which I'm sure there's like the money guy
yeah,
comes in with a knot.
Yeah, and it's like read, Mr. Hastings.
Here's $1,000 to shut you up right now in
Yeah.
mid-sentence. You know what I mean?
Oh, fine, okay.
I'm just trying to picture now in my head the way the negotiations went, not how they went so much as the physical presence in the room.
Sure.
Like, and I just pictured like two small executives, and each one has like an army of lawyers around the table. You know, one little guy, Netflix,
And they're all sitting on
one little guy
stacks of
Marvel.
cash.
Yeah.
So, so maybe we'll hear something soon about Daredevil. All right, so I'll jump in here. I only got one thing.
I still got one more.
Yeah, we're going to
Yeah,
come back
okay,
to you.
Come back. Cool.
So, Ewan McGregor somehow now is joining the DC universe, cinematic universe.
They don't own Jedi's.
Exactly.
Good for him.
Maybe this is the job he's looking for. I don't know.
And which DC universe? Because there's 9 of them.
Well, this is the one that has Harley Quinn in it. This is the one that has.
You just narrowed it down to 5.
This is the one that has Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn in it.
So it's
This is the Suicide Squad universe.
So it's the main
So
DC universe.
he's going to be in Suicide Squad too.
Well, he's going to be in Birds of Prey, which is this.
Right.
Which is this project that is morphed into a Harley Quinn project, or the Harley Quinn solo thing has morphed into this Birds of Prey project that's
Which
been
is cool.
floating around forever, which is fine. It's the ladies of the DCU, kick ass girls.
But this is the main universe we're talking about now.
It seems to be, yeah.
Okay.
This seems to be like the central core universe. And he's going to be playing a character, a mobster dude named Black Mask, which if you're not necessarily familiar, in the comics, he's pretty much like a jacked version. He's kind of like, muscle-bound dude, black skull helmet mask thing. He looks like, not the Red Skull, but the Black Skull. You know what I
Right.
mean? But they call him Black Mask.
This has nothing to do with the Jet Li film.
No,
From
no,
20 years
definitely not. Definitely not.
It's a good movie, though.
So it'll be interesting how they spin it and stuff like that, and the fact that they got Ewan McGregor attached. I want to say it's not just because they wrote a big check. You know what I mean? I'd like to think that the guy's got at least a little bit of taste for projects, but I don't know.
Yeah,
it's-
it might potentially morph into something if they're getting him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It might be a hopeful sign that there's something better going on than maybe the doubters
Yeah,
are thinking.
maybe what we'll get is something where maybe the bad guys bounce story-wise from movie to movie for some
Well, that would be
in some
interesting.
sense.
You
You know
know,
what I mean?
Yeah.
Not so much the main characters,
Right.
but the bad guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So he's definitely like a Gotham villain. He's definitely like a Batman villain. But as is the case with most of them, it's not just a Batman villain. Like, you know, he's obviously came up in Batman first, but
Right.
like he's fought everybody. So
I recall
this
that
dude,
character,
you looked him up. He looks familiar.
No, I recall him from.
You went drinking with him.
Yes.
Okay, that's your type.
Jet
Yeah,
Li. He's a
horror
good
con.
guy.
The horror cop.
Jet Li's a
Horror
nice
con.
guy.
So then let's jump over to Jay.
This is quick.
Yeah.
But for the second time,
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3 has been put on hold.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's a second official announcement.
Oh.
Because they don't know what to do yet.
All right. Well, I hope they fucking figure it out. You
Kevin
know?
Smith.
Because James Gunn is
I'll take it.
doing
Yeah.
the next Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah. So, you know, keep an eye on that, kids. I mean,
It's sad news, actually. It sucks.
it does suck, but you know,
It's left a nasty taste in my mouth all fucking
sure,
summer. You know
sure.
what I mean?
And I think it's a thing where, you know, we'll just have to ride it out.
I hope that maybe perhaps moving forward that they'll be able to incorporate them into other films, maybe.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
keep those characters alive.
Well, I mean, we'll have to see. Marvel's got kind of like a map to their story, so I'm sure this is throwing some things upside down because, like, you know, their story kind of thing that they kind of do, this mapping they do of all their movies and their franchises and all, you know, it's like on a timeline in a way. So,
Well,
what
right
is-
now, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
you know, how does this ripple out from other plans?
Well,
and-
we got to see what this new Avengers film
you know, I
is.
mean, fucking Feige don't call me no more, so it's like
Yeah.
I gave him all those great ideas up until last week, and now, you know, he hasn't returned any of my calls.
I told you not to say that shit,
You know what I mean?
especially
So-
to him.
Yeah. All right.
You don't say Avi Arad's a better guy than you are. You don't say that in a phone conversation.
All right.
Avi.
So that one's that. Bob, what was the other one you had?
Better Call Saul.
Oh, yeah. You
Right.
found an article, right?
Yeah, I found an article. Basically, it's about what needs to happen.
Sure.
Better Call Saul to morph into Breaking Bad, which is eventually what it does.
Got
Right?
it.
At least in some sense. So,
Yeah.
in this article, is going on about how we're going to have, like, key things that happened
Mm-hmm.
with, like, Lalo.
Okay.
Okay? Because Lalo is someone in Breaking Bad
Right.
who we only hear about.
Yes. Okay.
And it's only basically from Saul about something that happened to him,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So now we're seeing Lalo for the first time this past season. So
Right.
now we know that we're going to be getting more of Lalo. So we have to be building up to that point.
Right. It's
know?
becoming easier to see. So this article kind
Right.
of lays out some of this groundwork, right? It's,
Right.
it's kind of like it was a longer
primer.
article than I thought. So
Yeah, it's kind of a primer for what you can expect.
so I just wanted
Like
to really
we have to see, like, something really bad has to happen between Saul
yeah.
and I'm forgetting the girlfriend's name now.
Kim.
Kim. I've
Right.
only been
We need to
watching
see
the show
that.
for 4 seasons.
Right. We need to see that
Right.
implode. and-
Right. It's got, but you know, the Saul we have right now is still a relatively nice guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's hustling on the side, and it's getting shady, but he's not the Saul we know from Breaking Bad yet.
Right.
So some serious events have to happen.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm guessing more than just a breakup with Kim.
Sure. Oh yeah.
You know? Somehow Lalo drags her into it or something, and she ends up dead or almost dead, and then she hates him forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think the thing is that what's going to happen now is just that, like, well, there's a lot of beats because this article actually, when I was skimming
Yeah,
it,
it goes on about the lab.
it goes on about the lab. I mean, it hits a lot of individual characters too. So if you're a big fan
Right.
of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, maybe this is an article you want to check out over at ScreenRant.com.
Yeah.
Because it really goes in depth over there, and I feel like we won't really do it too much of justice.
Yeah, because it's something we could go on and on about the minutia, like.
Yeah, it's
but-
2 pages. This thing,
Yeah.
you know.
And so that's ScreenRant.com. Better Call Saul season 5 story.
Right. That's it. The actual stuff in the tag and the
Yeah.
tab. All right. So, kids, this week I'm gonna do something a little different. we'll do something a little different around this time.
Scotch is working.
Well, it's good.
That's
It's
not
good.
different though.
It's not different, but it's good. I mean, good for you. So in the effort to kind of like shake things up and do something different, I got a hold of these. These are, I don't know if you ever heard of Chuck Klosterman, but they're these cards, right? They're called hypertheticals. So these are conversation setups. And
Chuck Klosterman?
Klosterman.
He plays second base for the Royals?
He might have.
All right.
But that's sports.
Okay.
And I don't know sports really.
All right, I'm just thinking.
So every once in a while, I'll pull out one of these, and we'll have a go at it. They're pretty fun. They're kind of crazy setups, and you know, we seem to do well with that kind of a
Looks
thing.
like a flash card from the third
It
grade.
is basically. It's this big card, but there's not a lot of writing on this one. Some of them have a lot of setup, but so this will actually kind of feel a little bit like a super fightish kind of a thing because it's much like a scenario, and we're just riffing on it. So this is the setup on this, all right?
John Matrix
Okay.
wins.
John Matrix wins.
John Matrix.
Every time.
Out of the gate.
It's Schwarzenegger and Commando. I got you. So, but this is about you, all right? Each of us. We each have to take a stab at this. A total stranger picks a fight with you in a bar. The stranger is exactly your size and weight. You've done nothing to this individual to warrant such animosity, but the stranger really wants to fight you. And to make matters weirder, the stranger wants to fight you on the moon. And this is somehow possible in the setup, all right? So you and the stranger will be transported to the surface of the moon, outfitted in ultra-thin and very comfortable spacesuits, rigged with lightweight oxygen tanks. You will then be expected to fight 10 3-minute rounds. You can't use weapons. There are no rules, really. And you can't quit unless you or your opponent are knocked unconscious. So the question is, do you accept the challenge? And if yes, what is your moon fighting strategy? So you get into a thing with a guy, and he challenges you to a fight on the moon. Do you accept the challenge to fight on the moon?
I want to know what he knows when he before coming up that makes him want to come up to me in the first place.
Yeah,
And set this scenario up, because if he's asking me something like in this situation, he's got something up his sleeve.
You're thinking just by him asking.
I want to fight your punk ass on the moon in spacesuits. Yeah, I think
So
something's
maybe
up.
he's not the kind of guy you want to
If
fight.
I'm sitting in a bar and he comes to me and asks me something like that,
Like
then
he might know karate. He
No.
might whatever. He might just think he's got some upper hand. Is what it comes down
right.
to, though.
He-
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
Yeah, he knows. I mean, could even just be like one of those stupid drunk bar jokes. You know what I mean? That
Right.
That gets the guy doing the setup a free drink.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? Because you are in a bar.
It's true. Someone
But-
might have put him up to it.
Yeah, but
this guy
assuming all things are on the up and up,
Yeah.
I have no choice but to take him up because I got everybody looking at me, and then I have, you know what I mean? So I'm in a bar. I gotta do this.
All right. Well, you're on the moon now. So
yeah.
what's your fighting
Lots
strategy?
of jagged shit on the moon. So as soon as we start, I'm gonna knock his ass down and rip his suit open.
Try and use some of those rocks, some of those jagged rocks floating
Yep.
around. All right.
Yep.
All right.
Or
all
I
right.
could just do, maybe I just like grab him, jump real high. When we come down, I make sure he's on the ground first. Rip his suit open, and
Okay.
he dies.
All right. Uncle Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get challenged, and it's this guy wants to fight you on the moon.
Who you been talking to? Because this happened to me once.
I have a story. It's very
I think
similar.
Bill went through them and picked this one.
Well, I had to go through him a little bit.
Well, realistically, you want a real answer?
Well, I mean, to the setup at hand,
Well, no, seriously.
you hit me with whatever you like.
The setup at hand,
Yeah.
I'm in a bar now.
Yeah.
Somebody comes up to me, my size and shape, is telling me I would decline it
Right.
offhand.
Sure.
Because I said, that's too much work. Let's do it right fucking now. Because I'll lay your ass out right now.
All right.
Because not only do I have the advantage of weapons
Right.
and gravity,
Yeah.
but so does he.
Fair enough.
So I would convince him that it would be a fairer fight to do it and to do it now.
All right. And therefore, just maybe.
Therefore, I just knock him on his
That's what I
fucking ass
figured.
with a bottle of Jim Beam.
That's kind of what I figured would be the.
That's a realistic answer
Yeah.
to that question.
Yeah.
The moon, first of all, I would, and after I beat his ass, I would say, why the fuck the moon?
Why we gotta go through all this trouble?
Exactly.
You know, I was gonna say myself that I'd probably pass on it for a little bit of like what you're saying. Like, I'm just not going through all that trouble.
Precisely.
You
that's
know,
where I'm
just in
coming from.
general. Just in general, I'm not, dude. I'm not like, you know,
I'm not
I don't
on
want to
board.
fight anyway, probably with this guy, because according to this, I'm like I don't get it. Like, I'm kind of like, I've done nothing to this guy to warrant such animosity, but the stranger really wants to fight. Like, so he's basically drunk. But for shits and giggles, let's say this card said I had to go fight on the moon. I think my best option, the thing I'd try to do, would be to just kick him or throw him up. And I think the lack of gravity on the moon, if I hurled him enough or kicked him up enough, right, should just cast him off into space. Right?
See,
like, I don't know, like, or will, like, because I don't know how strong the gravity of the moon is. Like, will he still go up 10 feet but come down? Like, can a human actually hurl somebody? I don't know, but that's going to be Bob's nodding through a Kit Kat. So the guys in the lab agree with me. Is what I'm saying.
Bob in the lab.
Bob in the lab concur.
The only thing is this: there's so many other scientific factors that you have to take in.
Sure.
Like, you don't know if you're gonna like rip your fucking suit by doing all this fucking strenuous shit.
Yeah, there's a little.
You can die.
That's why you rip his first.
No, that's why you take care of it at the bar when it's messaged to you.
True. It is a kind of a thing that once the guy starts talking about the moon, you're probably gonna cold cock him or call a shrink. Or
A bottle
something.
of Jim Beam.
A bottle of
over the
Jim
head.
Beam. You know, a fucking right cross. This guy's obviously out of his gourd. Like, I know we can go find the moon these days. I know that's some current technology, but this guy, come on, it's this guy, he's no good.
Your brother Tommy would agree with me. In fact, why don't you email this question to Tommy?
Take
and
a
see what
picture
he
of this
says.
card and send it to him.
I bet you it's verbatim what
What's
I
your
just
strategy
said.
on this? This would have been a good card if we had him here.
Either that or he might say, what did Jay say?
He'd be like, I fucking knocked this guy fucking straight up to the moon.
Tommy would just be like, "What are you asking me this for?
Is this some kind of trick?
No, this is stupid. What are you asking me this for?"
You might not even roll with it. Well, that's what we did, kids. How about that? We did one of those. We played with one of these cards. Maybe next time it'll be a little bit something different. All right? So, did you have fun with that? We'll do another one next time. Well, some other time.
Do one later.
But that's it's a hypothetical. All right?
We got to come up with some way of randomizing it to make it a little more interesting instead of just pulling one, maybe. Just
Well, I'm like skimming through the deck to see which ones like won't work with the crew at hand, or
right.
You know what I mean?
Right, but I mean, like, just to make it a little more, somehow to make it more interesting for listeners. You know what I mean? Instead of just like, we're just gonna pull one. And, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, there's no real way to kind of randomize it, and you know, I have to go. I'd have to go through the deck.
Number 10 cards.
I'd have to go through the deck. I'd have to go through the deck, check them to make sure which ones are good for the show, and then pick one out at random. I guess that would be the way.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I
Fair
agree
enough.
with. Yeah, that's what I'm agreeing with.
Fair
But,
enough.
I'm saying maybe put 1 to 10 on the cards, and then ask the people in the chat room to pick a number from 1 to 10,
There you go.
or something like that.
There you go. There you go. I like it. I
Steph,
like it like that.
Steph Muniz, how you doing, baby?
Yeah, baby.
Baby
going
cakes,
on?
how you doing there,
What's
baby
going
cakes?
on, baby doll? Things all right?
I just want to remind people now's a good time to send an email to the show if you haven't yet.
Yeah.
At the 45-minute mark. Because we'll be getting there soon. And I don't know if there's anything in there, but I
I
hope
have
so.
to come over to PA, say hi.
Would you stop creeping on over the people's fucking
That's
houses?
what I do. First of all, I got to go over there anyway.
He's got too much time on his hands.
Oh, look, she says hello. Hi, Uncle Jay.
You see that?
Yeah, but there's a delay.
how that works?
Yeah, but she hasn't heard you be creepy yet. There's a delay.
There's no creep about that.
I got to get over to Pennsylvania.
Gonna park across the street in an unmarked car
Yeah.
with some sunglasses and an unmarked baseball cap
Sit.
on, a newspaper.
They won't know it's me. The windows will be all fogged up.
It's not like it's gonna say Uncle Jay's Jeep on the side.
I mean, it's not even going to, they won't know it's me.
Yeah.
Even though I've rented the Jeep out and it's been in a TV show.
The Jeep is going to be parked in Palmer's driveway. It's going to be like a foggy night. You're only going to be able to see the headlights. It's going to be revving. It's going to be like Christine in the It's going to be like that scene of Eddie and the Cruisers at the end when the car is outside and you're like, is he in there? I don't know.
Don't
Is
knock
it
that
him?
movie. Not in my presence.
I wouldn't dare.
Paul would be like trying to get out of his driveway. And Jay'd be like, what?
She said it was kind of creepy. Didn't mean it like that. I'm sorry.
Just comes out like that.
Comes out
sometimes.
like that. you know?
Sorry.
I can't help being creepy. I just am.
Maybe that's just it's a level of creep.
What's that
all
song?
right.
I'm a creep.
So does this mean the chat room game is ready to go? I
Yeah.
think it does, and I think we've got a few.
I think we got a winner too, because there's only John that participated.
You said that, Bill, like it was running across the screen in giant letters with exclamation points.
It's time.
Palmer, like, yo, it's ready.
It's ready.
Hey Steph, if you forgive me, then it wasn't creepy.
All right. So here we go. It's a chat room game. This time it was called Zombie Rock. And basically, it was just zombify anything that's rock and roll. Songs, bands, artists, whatever you can come up with. So here we go. Tie your zombie down. It's pretty good. Bohemian Undead City. Killer Zombie Queen. Don't Bite Me Now.
Okay, that's good.
I still haven't found the brains I'm looking for.
That's good.
That's perfect. Young Undead Americans. Fine Young Zombies. That's pretty
Okay.
good. American Zombie. 21st Century Outbreak. Free Zombie. I guess it's like Free Falling, maybe. Under the Table and Bleeding.
Well, that's happened to a couple
That's
people.
a Dave Matthews song. Zombie Tune. Pocket Full of Brains.
Okay,
Instead of Kryptonite.
right.
2 zombies.
As opposed to 2 princes. I see what's going on here.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
a level,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Someone says one idea, somebody comes up with the next one.
Putting out some old spin doctors, huh?
I shot the zombie, but I didn't shoot the deputy.
It's just I shot the zombie.
Shot through the head, and you're to blame. A little Bon Jovi. We Will Eat You, instead of We Will Rock You. The zombies are back in town. The zombies are back in town. Another zombie bites the dust. Undead Pressure. Right. Comfortably Dead. Nice.
Okay.
Sweet Zombie of Mine. Brain Stew. Zombie. Just zombie.
No one said we're not gonna eat you.
Not yet anyway. Sweet Home Alexandria. Another zombie outside the wall. That's pretty good. Born to Run from zombies in brackets. Whole Lot of Brains. L.A. Zombie. Undead and Confused.
Oh, that's good.
Like a Rolling Zombie Head.
Okay.
More Than a Zombie. Space Zombie. Like a Zombie.
Like a virgin.
Okay, all right. 'Cause that's the problem with some of them. It's
Some like, yeah,
I
I'm
don't know.
not-
I don't get it. More zombie than zombie. All right, and then Enter Zombie and Rocket Zombie
Enter Sandman.
and Rocket Man, I guess, or
Yeah.
Rocket Queen, depending. Oh wait, no, we got some more on the next page. Sultans of Shamble.
Okay,
That's not bad.
that's not bad.
Brain bits keep falling on my head. I want you to eat me. It's pretty
Okay,
good.
yeah, that's pretty good.
Zombies After Midnight. Stairway to Zombieland.
Okay,
And Don't Fear the Zombie.
all right. What? No one just said white zombie?
Right, just well, we got the one. It was just zombie.
Johnny B. Zombie.
Yeah, but white zombie was a band.
Yeah.
Right.
You're right. You're right. Could have just said white zombie. All right, kids. Thanks for playing. Thanks for making it fun.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Thanks for playing, kids.
Pretty good. Pretty good. All right. So, I guess we'll do some other stuff. You all right? Did I wake you?
No, I'm right.
Sounds like
I need a drink.
Oh, my music's still going.
Meanwhile,
Oh, I was just gonna ask, what do we got? What do we got?
Meanwhile, I got House of Cards came back. It's a truncated season without Kevin Spacey, but you know, they're just cleaning up shop. But it's good. I'm liking it. That's all I'll say about
They're
it.
just killing everybody off now.
No, well, he had that whole, you know,
Yeah.
I touched people in real life, so I'm a bad person, and no one wants anything to do with me now. So, and rightfully so. But so they had to kill him off, and you're right, people are dying because it's the last season of a show, and that's the only time they start killing anybody. But I'm enjoying it. So if you haven't given it a shot yet, give it a shot. I'd say, you know, it's a truncated season.
It's
and
just
it's worth it.
Very last episode, one character goes nuts. Everybody's in a room. He comes out with a couple of sawed-off shotguns and starts.
That's how some shows. Some shows should end like that, with the main character just losing his fucking mind. It'd be great.
No, just not even someone out of left field, like
That's great too.
someone like in the back of the White House press room that you never really see.
Some
Just
random.
just some random guy.
Yeah.
Pick that extra out that was like the best one all season.
Okay.
And give him something to do, and just flip the fuck out, bro. Kill everybody on the show.
I'd be fine with
Be
that.
no question. Will the show be back?
Just have it end. Boom. Roll credits. Just have a mass shooting. All right. So anyway, but that's all I got really. So just like a heads up or like a thing, like if people are into House of Cards and just weren't aware that it was back somehow. I don't know. Just giving that a little shouty shout.
House of Cards.
Yeah.
It's good times.
Good times.
There's a movie you should watch called House of Games.
You done yelling at me?
Yeah.
Okay. What the fuck? Jay,
What?
did you see anything?
I saw a bunch of shit.
Yeah, I can see that. Let's start chomping through them, all right? Hunter Killer, any good?
Gerard Butler on a submarine.
Yeah, like I said. Any good?
Yep.
Okay, because
Come on. Need you say more?
Did I see what?
Need you say more?
Oh,
man?
well,
you don't
maybe.
need any. It's Gerard
Maybe.
Butler on a fucking submarine.
All right, but that's, that doesn't mean...
It's all you need.
Okay, all right.
And
all
you're
right.
fine with it.
Okay, I'll get over it.
I don't know. I grew up with Sean Connery on a submarine.
Yeah,
so-
I grew up with Steven Seagal on a submarine.
Actually,
you
Bob,
go.
you were already grown up when he was on that submarine.
Yeah,
That's
it was.
true.
That
No,
was-
the thing
that
is,
was like
though,
the 90s.
the only I think I mentioned this to you is that there really isn't many submarine movies anymore.
No, there's
you
a
know,
handful.
but usually they're pretty good when they do. Crimson Tide is one of the ones I loved.
Yeah.
Red October,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? When Silent Run Deep. This is pretty good because it's not just all on a sub. There's a lot of things going on. So it's kind of like somebody maybe dusted off an old Tom Clancy.
Sure.
So it brings it back to that level
Mm-hmm.
of cool filmmaking, and it's pretty raw too. And Gary Oldman's yelling in it.
Well, that's good.
He's good at that.
We like it when he does that.
We like it when he yells. The only thing I didn't buy
Yeah.
Common as an admiral.
Right.
Yeah, that's I even no. Common doesn't. He's not the first person you think of to play an admiral.
An admiral? No. But like maybe some kind of military or guy.
But
I could see it.
It wasn't convincing to me.
Fair enough.
It sounds like they just wanted him on set there to have this presence. I think especially when you got guys like Oldman like eating it up and
Right,
in
right.
front of him too.
enough.
But Gerard Butler definitely brings it in. It's a good film. It's
Okay,
It's a good.
okay,
It's
okay,
it's
okay,
a lot of fun.
okay,
It's a
okay.
solid K.
All right, good. Fuck. Tell me more about it.
Is the whole bit gonna be like this?
Yeah.
What's next?
Hold on. now every
All right,
every time you yell, I'm
you
gonna
make a drink,
pour.
and I'll
More-
tell.
more
and I'll-
scotch.
You make a drink, and I'll say that late addition to the chat room game. I want to dance with some zombie. I want to dance with some zombie. Come on.
Billy really liked it.
I really did. I had to bring it back. Thomas, we actually are done with the game. But anyway.
Who's Thomas? Oh,
Tom-
Thomas K.
TK. Tommy K.
TK.
Tommy K.
Special K, how you doing?
All right. I'm going to save the other one for last. Bohemian Rhapsody. What did you think of that? I see that you saw that.
I did. Yeah.
Is what I see.
I did. I had a mixed reaction to it, man.
All right. I know you don't want to. We don't want to.
I'm not going to get into spoiler territory, but I will say what's good about it, and I'll tell you the things that irk me.
It was just a funny setup. Go ahead.
Rami Malek, man, brings it the fuck in.
Okay.
Really brings it the fuck in. In fact, I feel that performance is really what saves it.
Okay.
To be quite honest with you,
That's what a lot of the early reviews were saying.
The reenactment of Live Aid was just stellar. You know what I mean? And it's great too because it's toward the end where because that's where they go. They go for
that's what it builds to, right?
It builds to
two performances
to that, yeah. Which is really good, and there's a lot of really good scenes in it.
Mm-hmm.
They cover the time. My problem with it is the historical inaccuracy, right?
You got it.
Sorry,
you got it.
There's a lot of things that didn't. Now I was a Queen fan. I know you guys aren't Queen fans,
Fair
but
enough.
I was a Queen fan. I listened to the those albums. Loved that stuff.
So you're pretty good with all the dates and the history and the timeline.
No,
I'm saying you are.
Oh, with that, yes.
So you were able to kind of
yes.
spot some of these things that don't line up.
And the thing is, when it didn't line up, it threw me off.
Right. Okay. All right.
And the thing is, I think it's going to throw a lot of music historians off.
Right. People who know that band and know how the timeline
Right.
works.
Now-
Other people, it probably shouldn't affect them though.
Brian May and Roger Taylor were exec producers on this. You know what I mean? Which to me now just doesn't even make.
It makes your head hurt even
less
more.
sense,
Right.
yeah, because it's like
Well, why would you guys be cool with it?
We
you
Will
know.
Rock You was not an early '80s track. That's something from
Okay.
'77. And so it's all like disjointed in that way.
All right. Fair enough.
This is also a PG-13 film, and the thing is, Freddie Mercury's lifestyle was that of a really heavy, extreme party guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the thing is, he was, bisexual, and
Sure.
went into homosexuality. What I did like was that they actually focused a lot on the relationship he had with his girlfriend, his wife.
Right.
Which was what I wasn't expecting that at all. But
Yeah.
they kind of almost, they dabble in his homosexuality, but
Okay.
the fact is he contracted AIDS.
Right. Yeah.
And when you find out that he gets AIDS, there's nothing really that shows you that extreme party lifestyle. Like if you've seen any kind of doc on
Yeah.
Queen, he was just partying his
Yeah.
fucking ass off,
Well-
and he didn't care. He had he was doing all these things, and none of that.
Right. This is a movie that refuses to take the tragic turn.
Right.
Okay.
And
So
I
let's
feel
not spoil much more than that.
Well, I feel you got Bryan Singer,
Mm-hmm.
and out of the gate he gave us Usual Suspects and Apt Pupil.
Sure.
He's no stranger to touching on
Yeah.
some really gritty material. I just think that this is just way too polished
Okay.
to really tell this story.
Right.
That said, I do give it a recommendation to see one of the finest performances this year because he fucking nails
He
it.
fucking nails it.
But I think it's a missed opportunity.
Okay.
That's how I felt about it.
I am much more excited to try and hear you not spoil.
I don't think I spoiled anything with that last review.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Because you're giving me all this kind of hand
no,
motions.
No, because I don't care about that. I want you to talk about the next thing. Because this is what I was saying. Is like now I'm more excited because I want to hear you try not to spoil Bad Times at the El Royale.
Oh,
for
okay.
me,
Oh, all
because
right,
this
all
is
right.
a movie I want to see, and I want to hear what you thought of it. But I also don't want to know anything about it too. At the same time.
All right, I'm
So
going to give
in
you a
sticky
very
wicket.
abridged. I'm going to make it very abridged.
Abridged.
All right. Last thing I'll say about Bohemian is I
okay.
really liked hearing that music again.
Oh, okay.
So there's that.
Oh, okay.
Bad Times to El Royale
Right.
is Drew Goddard's highly anticipated next film. He hasn't done anything since Cabin in the Woods.
Right.
Now, you've seen Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
So you know the kind of
He likes to take a genre.
feel that he has.
Yeah.
So this is like him doing his best Tarantino.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just as like guys like Paul Thomas Anderson would give us his best Scorsese or his best Robert Altman.
Sure.
Quentin Tarantino's now been in the game over 25 years.
Right.
So here comes Drew Goddard, and he's giving us his take, but makes it his own.
Fair enough. Right.
So it's kind of, takes like a bunch of stories, intertwines the characters, that
Right,
kind of a
right,
thing.
right.
It's a long movie. It's 220,
Okay.
but it's good. Very dialogue heavy, so
Okay.
get ready for that. But, you got
It's nothing but unscrupulous people.
right, and I love that kind of shit.
Yeah,
you know
me
what
too,
I mean?
me too.
And you got Hemsworth, you got John Hamm, you got Jeff Bridges,
Mm-hmm,
all bringing their game,
Yeah.
having fun.
Yeah.
Dakota Johnson's really good in it too.
It's a long list. Everybody in it.
Yeah, and they mix a lot of different things. It's set in the late 60s, I
Late
believe.
60s.
Stellar soundtrack on it too. So you're really gonna
Yeah.
dig this.
And who's directing on? Is that Drew Goddard?
It's Drew Goddard, yeah.
Written and directed.
Yep.
All right.
So I look forward to his next stuff, his next movies, with high anticipation. That's a stash for me.
That's a stash. I knew that. I had a feeling that it would.
Bohemian's a light cash,
Be. Okay.
and Hunter Killer is a cash too.
Hunter Kills a cash. Get in the fucking sub.
Bohemian disappointed me though, so I have to just make
Yeah,
sure that when the
dial
listeners
back.
listen to this,
Yeah.
it was kind of a missed opportunity.
Okay. All right. So with that, I don't know. That went a lot quicker.
And I agree with what Steph said.
What's she saying?
She said that hearing I assume she saw it too.
Mm-hmm.
Hearing the music was the next best thing to Rami Malek's performance, and I agree.
Right.
The music and the live aid reenactment.
Cool.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it. So
Right.
Oh,
That was a spoiler.
there's a spoiler. In case you didn't know what we were doing next. All right. So let's see what we got here. Let's see. Wow, there's somebody we haven't seen in a little bit.
He's not here, is he?
No, he's not.
Mark it on his fucking calendar.
Well, you ain't kidding. We're gonna have to make art this. This is a rare occasion.
Absent.
Absent. He's gonna fail the class. All right,
wait, who are we talking about?
Wesley.
Oh wow.
Hey, you gentlemen. Sorry to miss the show tonight,
Fuck that.
but moving takes a lot of time.
That's no excuse.
He could have it on his phone.
Yeah, just be
It's no
listening while he's,
excuse.
Yeah,
unpacking.
you're right. That's what I'm saying. There's
You
no
could-
excuse.
yeah.
He could listen to it on his phone.
Yeah, on your iPad, while you move the fucking couch.
Yeah, on his phone.
He's probably gonna take this seriously.
He
I am
should.
serious.
He should. We hate him now. No, we don't. All right. Wow. That's a good question. If you could choose your last dying words, what would you choose to say? If I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening.
Can I
good
do
night.
yours?
Yeah, sure.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Well, we know what yours would be, Jay.
Fuck you.
I think fair enough and fuck you should actually be on the tombstones. I think that
no,
those are
okay.
funnier. Those are funnier tombstones.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. And then just fuck you on yours.
See, your fair enough has multiple meanings though. There's
Fuck you doesn't.
there's move on. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair enough.
Fair enough. Right. And then sometimes legitimately, oh well, fair enough.
A lot of my fuck yous are done with love. It's a compliment sometimes.
Yeah, but that has multiple meanings too.
No, well, the level of the tone of voice.
Now this conversation is starting to remind me of the there's a comedic bit that's about
Right. So what's
different
100%
ways-
of
all
5
the different
American
ways
tacos?
fuck
Oh, he doesn't have
is
his
you.
headphones on. He couldn't hear.
No.
It was too late because you were like, "There's a comedic bit that."
Right. So what's 100% of 5 American tacos? 4.
I thought you were referencing that for a second.
No, I was actually there's a comedic bit you can find it on YouTube I think where a guy's talking about all the different ways that we use fuck.
Oh yeah, that's a classic radio thing. I've heard that. Fuck you.
Stephanie says Jay's right. Bill does have multiple fair enough.
That's true. That might be my last words, right? But it has to be like a gasp, like as I'm stabbed, like like you got me, like fair enough.
Fair enough at yahoo.com.
The .org.
And I bet you it's taken.
no, absolutely. Any phrase that made sense. As a web domain or an email address is long gone.
Rolling Rock is pissed.
That's why everybody's handle is fucking,
At MSN.
yeah. Laser jizz fucking 521 because no one wanted that, but all the good shit's taken. All right. Any thoughts, Bob? Last words, or maybe
blank.
Tombstone.
I was just blank.
Yeah.
But then I saw, so the only thing that came to my head last minute was free at last.
I am done with this fucking mortal coil known as life and earth. All right, no, I can see it. I can feel it. I can feel that too. Like, oh, I'm done with you people.
Isn't there a movie quote? It's like, free at last. Thank you, Lord. I'm free at last.
Yeah,
Like
it's
that.
Martin Luther King. Not quite a movie, but you know,
Right.
history.
Well, yeah, I couldn't remember. So.
Yeah, I don't
Didn't
know.
Roger
Last
Daltrey
one-
say that in Tommy too? Oh, that's right. No, it's I'm free. I'm free.
Yeah, I don't know if I got anything
Well,
else other than
that
that.
would make that would actually make a good tombstone because you go, I'm free, and then it says, well, how's the next lines go? It's if you want freedom,
If you want freedom.
follow me or something like that.
Something like that. Something about follow me.
Yeah, follow me.
Follow me. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that would probably make a good quote.
But when you said I'm free, I immediately thought of like schedule. And on a tombstone, I'd be like, I think, oh my calendar is clear now. I'm available. Like I have nothing to do now. But yeah,
Would yeah be on Roger Daltrey's tombstone? Yeah.
it would have to be, right?
Humbug. Yeah.
No, you know what? He should have like a recording hooked up when he opened up the door to his mausoleum. Like that's what fucking yeah. All right. So with that, that's the show.
And I'm rushing through shit.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know,
Well, Jay, that's just because we're tired of hearing you talk sometimes.
I'm not. I think you're on to something.
I feel like we might have. It feels like we missed something here, but I really didn't have anything for the meanwhile.
Well,
and
yeah, and we had to slow it. We had to end it now, Jay. You're almost out of booze.
yeah, that's true.
That's not
That's
well.
true.
Listen.
And James is in the chat room now, so now we definitely have to go.
That's a finger and a half, right?
Would
there.
you believe me if I told you I have the Game of Thrones Johnny Walker scotch in the car?
Yeah, I believe it.
Okay, good, because I do.
If you told me you had any kind of bottle of scotch, if
Yeah.
you told me it was A-Team, you know what I mean? I'd be like, of course you do. But you don't even watch the show, so I think that's why you thought maybe I wouldn't think that.
What show?
But Game of Thrones.
The first season.
Okay. Well, that's,
Like for
that's
me,
the,
Sean
it's the
Bean
worst
just
season.
died.
Yeah, it's the worst season. It's the one season where it's like none of this makes any sense. What's going on? And then season 2, it's like, oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
No. I mean,
So-
it's good, but I just mean like it doesn't start to really work until season 2.
Right.
Season 1 is all set up. You know.
You maybe want to try one more of those cards before we end the show?
Yeah. You know, we could do that.
All right?
We could do that.
Because this is a new game, so we maybe try another one.
All right, this one's fairly, well, it's music related, but we'll try not to be long-winded with it, okay, people?
Why are you looking at me?
To the both of you.
We got 2 hours of after show, so
We got 2
what are
hours
you
after the
rushing
show,
for?
but I'm just saying.
Just
All
because I
right.
play guitar for like 3 hours a day?
It's
Yeah,
fine.
that must be the reason.
It's smooth sailing. I got a little anecdote for you, but go ahead.
No, let's do anecdote.
No, I want to do a card.
All right,
I'm ready.
Okay, you are inside a very peculiar rock club. For whatever the reason, the manager of this club demands that all of his musical acts must take an extensive IQ test before he will allow them to perform. Tonight, there are 2 acts on the bill, and they coincidentally share the same band name, the industry standard. Both bands are alleged to be awesome. Sadly, you only have 1 hour to spend at the club due to some other obligation. And the intermission between the 2 acts is very long, so you can't watch both. You ask the manager which version of the industry standard you should watch. And he says, I have no idea, but I'll tell you this. The first band had the highest test scores I've ever seen. Each member of the band is technically a genius. One guy scored higher than Marilyn Savant. Conversely, the band playing second had some of the worst scores ever recorded. One member might actually be illiterate. However, I halfway suspect that they were all drunk and mocking the entire process. I couldn't tell for sure. Here's the question. Which version of this band, of the industry standard, do you decide to see? The one that you know are smart versus the one you know are complete morons, because you only have this 1 hour.
Well, I don't think that the second group is morons. I think they were drunk and they didn't give a fuck. Because
Okay.
most rock bands would go into the situation like, "Are you kidding me? Fuck this."
And they're probably good.
Yeah, and they're probably good. So I would not be picking number one because I don't like prog rock. All right, I don't need to know 7/16 time or 19/16 time.
Fair
and all
enough.
that
I mean,
stuff.
that's a fair.
I mean, I can.
Obviously, that's a-
I could. I know, but I don't need to listen to that. You know what I mean? I want music that's fun. So
Chances
I think-
are maybe the other band.
Yeah.
I got you.
Well, I got a question.
listen, Metallica were a bunch of drunk 18-year-olds. All right,
Fair enough.
we know what happened there. So
Sure.
Am I in this club to see one of those bands?
Not in particular. Like you came.
To have a drink?
You. I think you came to see a band. Like you have an hour to kill.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I guess the idea is like you can stay and catch the first band. You know what I mean? Or come back later. Like you know what I mean?
And it's
catch the
progressive
second.
rock.
No.
no,
No.
you don't know what
You don't
it
know
is.
what. You don't really know what they play. You know that the reputation is that they're
It's a
both,
rock. Whatever is
They're
rock.
both awesome. They're both supposedly great.
So where did prog rock come from?
That
That's
was
Bob's-
just my
Oh,
Him kind of
in my
spinning.
explanation.
Oh,
Him
okay.
spinning like the smart guys are probably something like that.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's,
that's his
it's
thing.
more like Rush or Dream Theater
Tool.
or
I don't
and-
mind those bands.
No,
I mean,
me either.
yeah.
But it's not my kind of thing.
Right.
So,
So the-
I would be thinking that okay, the really smart guys, if they're any good, that's the kind of stuff that they would be more into playing.
The idea of
They're
being
more
here.
intellectual, so they'd be more
Yeah,
playing
yeah,
more
yeah.
intellectual music.
The
Right.
idea of being here, like you know about as much as about these bands. Equally, the only thing you know about them is that one group of guys gets really great numbers on an IQ test, and the other guys didn't.
Well, listen.
You know what I mean? Otherwise, they're like the same amount,
Right.
the
If
same
I-
name,
Right.
same
Yeah.
reputation.
Basically, in my mind, one band is Devo, the other band is Young Metallica.
Right. Well, here's the thing. If I got shit to do,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously I can't rearrange the shit I got to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can only stay there for the hour anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I going to wait 3 hours
And come back or
and
whatever.
come back and I'm just going to take whatever's there?
Just the first band.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And shit like that. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
I guess I
But I
guess
think the situation is that you have an hour. It can
Yeah.
be it can be right now or an hour later.
what-
You
whatever
can see
it
one
is,
show, not both.
if it's
Right.
rock,
Yeah.
thank God because it's rock. You know what I mean? I'm
Right,
in a
fair
rock
enough.
club. I'm sure it's fine, whatever it is. And if I miss out on the better band, that's the way it is. I got shit to do.
Right. Right.
So, I'm just going to be convenient about it. You know what I mean? Now, if they say that the latter band is some kind of amazing, Merciful Fate kind of shit, then I'll say, well, you know what? I'll come back and see him. So I can hear.
Fair enough.
Is that you, Melissa? You know? Oh, Melissa!
Yeah. I don't know. I guess.
presents, not this Christmas.
I like me some Merciful Fate, bro.
I guess. Is that what that was?
Yeah, King Diamond
Yeah.
had a band called Merciful Fate.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
wouldn't know.
two, King Diamond and Merciful Fate.
Yeah.
actually.
There you go.
Yeah. Basically the same band, just different names.
Now, if you told me if it was a choice between Devo and Merciful Fate,
Well, I think that's the whole point of the bit. Is like you just don't. Only thing you know about these that differentiates these two groups of musicians is that you know that one kind of rocked an IQ test and the other ones didn't, and that's it. And then, so it's about subjectivity from there. Like, what would you do? You know.
I
So-
would probably be loyal to my agenda.
Right. Whatever. Right. Your
Yeah,
schedule.
whatever I got to
or-
do.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
Because
just
at that
gonna-
point, it's almost like a
whatever
half
it
dozen
is.
of another, right?
I'll have a drink.
That's a fair point too. It's like I'm here now. I'm sitting
Right,
down. I'm not
sitting
getting
down.
up.
I
and
don't
coming
want to
back.
wait because already what the guy's telling me about the two bands and there's an intermission. I'm already tired.
Oh, I'm tired of the manager.
I probably leave.
I'm tired of the manager. I'm
On
like, why are you
principle.
giving these guys IQ tests?
I'm going to
What
Stone
kind of
Pony.
pretentious fucking rock club is this?
Yeah, exactly.
I probably hate both bands by the
I'm going
time
to the
it's all done.
Stanhope house.
Woo. Ladies and gentlemen,
That's what I think.
we'll let that wrap it up. We'll wrap it up. That's another one of the hypotheticals. So with that, we'll come back in a little bit, and we'll talk some more. If people want to find us on the internets, we're going to tell you where to do that. But we're also going to tell you, you can send in emails every week, like our buddy Wesley did. You can send it to podcast@wickedtheory.com. And, Wesley, also, you know what? Wesley's the sponsor of this episode because he helps us out over on the Patreon. Patreon.com/Wicked Theory. Maybe he wants to support us over there. More than happy to have you help us out. And, maybe we'll start doing that. Instead of ads, we'll just be like, this episode sponsored by Wesley
James
Gaskins.
B. Ham.
You know what I mean? James B. Ham. Yeah. I saw him in there. That's why I wanted to leave. No, I'm just kidding.
That's why you're rushing.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, shit, I want to go home now. No, I'm only kidding. But, so people, you can help us out over there. And then people can also check out The Real Thing on Facebook. That's a pop culture page. Our buddy Jay here is half responsible for. Our buddy Wes Weezar, who's been known to pop up here, hang out. He's over there on the Facebook, helping us, giving out links to all cool articles and shit. You can check out the DC TV Report with Edward O'Hare and Sarah Netzley every Sunday. What's up?
I just want to add that actually Valak, my band, has a Facebook page.
Okay.
VALIK. Look for him on Facebook. I'll be posting stuff there.
Cool.
Nice.
We all do.
Valak.
So, yeah, if you want an idea of what we're about, you can check us out there.
Very cool. Check out Valak, kids. And then, like I said, stick around. Where can people find you on the Twitters, Jay?
I don't remember.
Okay. Uncle Jay's thing. Where can people find you, Bob?
I'm on the Twitters at Bob WTPC.
I'm at Wicked Theory. The show's at wickedtheory.com, and it's available wherever good podcasts are given away for free. If you're listening live, it's Mixler. It's a Saturday night. We're going to be back. We do a little after show. We continue the madness. We hang out. If you want to hear those episodes, that's what we got the Patreon for.
Yeah, thanks for not having anything better to do.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening live. We do it just for you, Damien. So,
Ooh, a horror reference. Look at that.
sometimes it's rare, but it
you
happens.
know what? I know you like horror. You just don't want to say it out loud.
I worry. I relate too much to the
You
to the
just
to the
don't
evil.
wanna-
I couldn't finish Dexter because it made too much sense to me.
You don't. Yeah.
The Wicked Theory podcast is heard live every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern until whenever. Just go to mixler.com/wicked-theory. Mixler is MIXLR. Sign up to join the chat. Then click the follow button to get reminders whenever the show goes live. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, wherever good podcasts are given away for free, and at wickedtheory.com. You can support the show at patreon.com/wickedtheory. There you can get the after show if you miss it live. God forbid. Plus other exclusive episodes. As always, send your emails to podcast@wickedtheory.com.